Hi, everyone. It's me, Whimsy, and I thought I would come on and just do a deep dive into the attempted assassination of Trump, trying to get into the head of the shooter and trying to break down where we go from here, what is the future. Um, and we try to put ourselves in the shoes of everyone using empathetic skills, right? The narration from the Republicans is number one, this was a miracle he wasn't killed, and it's a divine sign that he is the chosen one. This is a story, right? So, one of the things that we learn when we study cultural anthropology is we learn that tribes are built around stories, right? This stories unify a tribe. And so these stories of a miracle, these stories of miraculous salvation, these are the things that strengthen a tribe. And so that's basically how you can look at the Republican Party right now around the miraculous survival of Donald Trump over this incident. And it is a pretty remarkable thing that happened to him. I mean, something like two bullets whizzed past his head. So certainly, if we put ourselves in the shoes of a Republican, we're seeing a sign from God that this guy is the guy, right? And so we step back and we look at that story, we examine it. The second part of this story is that the Democrats are out to get him. And like Christ, he rises over and over again, and he's this Christ-like figure. It's really a pretty powerful story they're creating. And so for us Democrats, we have to override that story, right? And it's a difficult, difficult story. The other story they're telling is that this is the guy that's going to support Israel because he said so, right? Well, now they've got the parents of children who are hostages in Gaza saying that they support Trump because Trump said that he supported Israel. Well, historically, Trump has not been that great on Israel. Sure, he moved an embassy, but that's pretty much all he did. He pulled U.S. troops out of Syria and the Middle East, which strengthened Hezbollah, and many Israelis are dead and have lost their homes because of the Trump administration's policies regarding pulling U.S. troops out of the Middle East. So just because somebody says that they love Israel doesn't mean that their policies are good for Israel. But putting that aside, as Democrats, and I am a proud registered Democrat since I was 18, so please, just because I'm an empath doesn't mean I change my political affiliation, doesn't mean I run off and support and move to Russia just because I have the ability to be Putin, get into his head. Enjoy this process. Enjoy the fact that you get a front row seat with somebody who's a real empath and that you can get into somebody's mind and have a conversation with them and then use that power as mediation tools so that we can live in a better world. Because when we truly listen to one another and we don't demonize them and call them evil, but really sit in their shoes, then we can come up with solutions. But just calling each other evil back and forth, it's not going to help. The other thing that we can do is really understand the stories people are creating, what the culture is that they come from that helps them create those stories, like the stories that the tribe known as the GOP is constructing around their candidate. And these are amazing stories. And then there's objective reality. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. Objective reality is that the Republican Party is in civil war. Objective reality is that a Republican with a very dangerous weapon, which is precisely what the GOP supports. So we have this Republican on top of a roof with, what was it, an AR-15? Is that what he had? He had some kind of an advanced weapon, and he had sharpshooter training. And so, why would a Republican from a right-wing military group be targeting and trying to kill a Republican president? And as an empath, I felt, as the shooter, intense hatred towards Donald Trump. And this is something that I would say to Democratic strategists, is that what's really going on is that the GOP is in civil war, and that MAGA sees how they are being pushed out. It doesn't surprise me that J.D. Vance is selected as the VP, because this is a steady coup where the rhinos, right, the Republicans in name only, the anti-Trumpers, are slowly pushing their way into position in exchange for kissing the ring and showing Trump that they love him and he can hopefully get them into the White House, right? But there's a lot of Republicans that don't want him to stay. They want J.D. Vance. They want sane business policies. And they're not totally on board with his view on pulling U.S. troops out of the Middle East, or pulling support of Ukraine. So I thought we would go and do the empath's prayer, and we would do a little bit of blitzing on it. And I really want to get into the mindset of the Republican Party and where we go from here. What the stories are versus the reality. The reality is that there are a lot of people, extremist MAGA, that feel that Trump has sold them out, particularly after January 6th, when many people went to prison. But Trump did not. And so I think that what we're really looking at is civil war. I'm going to move the light so that it's not shining in my glasses. There, a little bit better. Little better. Little, I don't know. Oh, well, maybe it is. Oh, forget it. Set it and forget it. All right. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together, collectively, we say, Amen. So one of the first things I wanted to do is I just wanted to go into the mind of the shooter again, because I felt the last time I went in on Sunday that this guy was not a real MAGA. I felt like he was a liar. I felt this incredible anger. Not that he had lied. Maybe I felt like he had lied and betrayed people on January 6th. But, this is a close group of people that was part of these. This is a feeling of patriotic duty. This person felt like they had a patriotic duty. They were looking beyond the person that attempted the assassination. A Three of Wands is to look beyond. It's to get your wish. It's waiting for your ship to come in. This person felt a sense that this was necessary for the good of the country. So this was somebody who had come to believe that Trump was no longer good for the country. And the karma card, King of Wands, is the war king. He goes in with a stick, or he goes into battle. He felt it was his ethical obligation. It's a dogma card. In plain words, he had become probably really extreme regarding guns, regarding MAGA. He goes to the area. So and again, Knight of Wands is a warring, it goes into battle. It was an ethical issue. He felt restricted by this individual. So this is jail, this is prison, this is legal issues. So people he knew were facing legal issues, possibly people that went to January 6th. Maybe they lost their homes. Maybe they were being audited. Maybe they were being restricted. Maybe they were under house arrest. Maybe they were still in prison. There was a feeling that this individual, Trump, had restricted or held people. And there's this growing rage. Remember, rapid change is the Eight of Wands. It was something that came over the shooter quickly. He was tormented by it. He didn't have sleep. He became increasingly to believe that Trump was the one that had done this to him. That he was a rhino, that he was plotting with somebody else. There's also somebody who he knew who he had been speaking to. He felt like he was willing to sacrifice anything for justice. He felt like there was a deal being made between Trump and the rhinos, a deal, right? A Two of Wands that he didn't like. He felt it was his destiny to do this, and his hope and his fear. He rubbed his, it was something that he wanted. This is his fourth house, what is above him, the shooter, is the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is the card of one's ethos or ethics. And the fact that he had this Eight of Wands, this sense of urgency about it. And he's a dreamer, which leads me to think he may have been on some kind of a drug, maybe smoking a lot of marijuana that made him paranoid or something like this, because twice he came up as the dreamer. So here's what I say. This is telling me another story that's different than the Republican story. It's telling me that a large percentage of MAGA extremists want Trump gone and feel that he is a traitor to the cause. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the future of the Republican Party. Do they keep Trump? Are they trying to do a slow coup where the rhinos are coming in and squeezing this guy out? Because if they don't, they're not going to win another election. Let's take a look. The future of the RNC. Oh, I'm getting nervous. They're back and forth with their money. So the investors, you see, the problem when you get $45 million from a libertarian is that the libertarian has a different agenda than the MAGA people. And then you have a civil war. What the money wants. So you have somebody like Elon Musk that had 2 assassination attempts in the last 8 months. This is kind of funny. You know, I've had 2 threats in the last 8 months. So Francis and I got on a plane and went to Japan, right? You know, what do you do when people are threatening to kill you? You know, and maybe take a break for a couple of weeks, right? So a lot of people don't want peace in the Middle East. A lot of people don't want a rebuild. A lot of people don't like what's happening. So you have this division between the pro-Putin people, the extreme MAGA, and this money coming in, this libertarian money coming in. 2 of Pentacles is back and forth. If they're going to be putting money in, they want this party to become more moderate. That's basically the deal that Musk and the libertarians are making. You need to kick the crazies out. and you need to move more towards libertarianism, right? More towards a moderate. So they try to bring in people that are going to be middle of the road in their minds, and who are going to be able to take the Midwest, like the hillbilly, right? Ten of Swords is a feeling of being stabbed in the back. So many, this is a growing sense. What the shooter was saying is that there is civil war in the Republican Party because the extremists feel stabbed and betrayed by these rhinos coming in. Where they're at right now, they feel like they are victorious in the next 6 months. They're marching into victory. So the Republicans feel very, very optimistic. Their crossing card is false seducer, or somebody coming in who's promising them the golden chaff. I mean, the golden calf, and also the chalice. The chalice comes to them. There's family secrets going on in the Republican Party due to inheritance. Ten of Pentacles, who's going to inherit the ring? Ten of Pentacles is about family inheritance, but the dark aspects are dirty little family secrets. Somebody is looking under the hood at family secrets in the Republican Party, which means there's an investigation going on. They're living in a fantasy world. It's like they're on a boat that's about to be tipped over like the Titanic, but they're just floating around. La 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 la. Let's play Parcheesi, right? It's this, and yet not realizing that the waters are rising. It's not a good omen, and what they're entering into is a major crash. Within a week, a major shock is about to befall the Republican Party, and it has to do with an investigation that's going on regarding dirty secrets inside the Republican Party. Where they are at, heartbreak is coming, real heartbreak. The opposition is a water sign male, Cancer, probably Biden, very peaceful, very calm. This is the great mediator. The hope and the fear, Ace of Cups for the Republican Party, that they will be blessed by God with the wedding chalice. And the final outcome for them, aggressive behavior by August. So we're seeing this rapid change by August. There's a heartbreak over some man. There's some heartbreak that's coming. Perhaps J.D. Vance. There's possibly something that's going to come out about J.D. Vance. We also see travel on the race beginning to accelerate positively and moving towards Biden in the next couple months. Hopes and fears that it could be over. And the final outcome is the world. They could win the presidency with the world and the Eight of Wands as the outcome. But I can't guarantee that Trump is winning the presidency. All right, so now we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at Trump's cards just to see what Trump's future is. It's auspicious for the Republicans. However, we also have a major upset or shock happening for the Republicans in the next week. It could be that they're going to have to go with their VP pick. Let's take a look at the future of Donald Trump. I hope he's okay. I mean, not my candidate, but God, what a horrible thing to be shot. I mean, this is not how we resolve our problems, people. He has a contract coming in, the Three of Pentacles and Six of Pentacles. I feel as Trump very humbled. I feel like I take the evangelical Christians a little bit more seriously now. I'm a lot less skeptical now. Like when they pray for me, I'm more humbled by it. It changed me in that respect as Trump. Now when they pray for me now and they start laughing like, we told you this stuff works. I have to admit that I'm starting to be more in belief of these crazy people, that these crazy people might in fact have something, may have some power here. The Queen of Swords is over me. This is to put the past behind you and go forward in the truth. I fear incarceration. I fear that they're going to come and take me and put me in a room, in a paddy wagon, in a psych hospital. What is above me, my spirituality is changing. Looking towards God. I'm coming to the end of my life. I nearly got shot in the head. 2 bullets whizzed past me. There's this new awakening here. Now we're in the time of the awakening. Maybe this is the awakening of Trump. This is the best it's going to get for him. That maybe there is something divine. That maybe prayer does work. That maybe these crazy people that I make fun of, maybe they're onto something after all. It's very interesting that the Hierophant stands in the 4th house. It means that this truly changed him. And what he sits in is his wish. What he comes out of, the life he had before is over. He is not who he was. He has changed from this experience, and he enters into meetings with business people. Going forward, it's about business, work, corporations, the business model. They want it. His heart is closed like Pharaoh. 2 of Swords is like the Pharaoh whose heart is closed. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Regarding what? Regarding the sun that's coming out. So he doesn't want to hear about the investigation. He doesn't want to hear about what's happening. He just wants to win. 6 of Wands. He just wants to worry about the next couple of months. He fears poverty and being abandoned by his party, as if they gave him this great big celebration, but he's going to have to step down. 5 of Pentacles moving into 10th position is not auspicious. They might be able to get him off on certain things, 6 of Swords, but that's not the same as saying he's going to serve in the White House. The clarification is, you see, you have this hidden knowledge being revealed. His opposition is moving very quickly. The hope and the fear is the investigation. And then the final outcome for Trump is the happy family, 10 of Cups. However, the 5 of Pentacles, again, is not auspicious, and it could suggest poverty or being abandoned. Perhaps he will gain a closer relationship with some members of his family as he gets older. However, I don't know if I see him being the president. I'm going to do a 4-card split, a blitz, just to see his cards for presidency. 10 of Cups is good. It means that this experience made him want to get closer to his family. Will he be the president? Will Trump be the president? Will he serve again in the White House? That's really what I should be asking. Okay, 3 of Wands with the High Priestess. Good things coming in the next couple of months. Gets his wish. High Priestess would be some hidden truth is coming out. Where he's at right now, confused. He's got confusion over him, and the 2 of Swords. A refusal to look at his situation. Well, I guess I'm doing a full. Mercy will be shown upon him. There's this coldness, though. His life has changed. He's, I think he may be trying to get off pharmaceutical drugs because there's this temperance card moving in. He wants to take the weapons of war away from his enemies. His opposition has been laid low. I know that our Biden, it has COVID right now. The hopes and fears, 10 of Swords. And the final outcome is the devil addiction. It's interesting. It could be that, you can have long COVID. It could be what happened with Joe Biden, because I had COVID and I'm still recovering. And when I saw him completely zoned out, it's like, oh God, that's how I felt. I was on vacation with my friend Frances, and she was trying to get me to make intellectual decisions, and I literally could not stand. I'm like, I cannot, you must make these decisions for us. I literally I literally collapsed, and my brain function stopped, right? So that's probably what happened. It's probably COVID related. I mean, Joe is just out on his back. This is his third bout. The courts are right over Trump. Oh, Joe's going to be fine. He's going to be back up and running. The hopes and fears that it's over for Trump. And then the final outcome, addiction and mental confusion. So what is the objective truth? The objective truth is that they told themselves a story that he was being protected. Excuse me. And maybe he was. But the more objective truth I give you as a remote viewer when I scan it without any emotion attached is that this is an expression of the split that's happening in the Republican Party between MAGA and what they call rhinos, right? And so the MAGAs are angry and they feel betrayed by some of the things that Donald Trump has done. And this was retaliation for that. And so that's the objective story. Now they can create a new narration if they want to, but this was the warning cry of civil war within the Republican Party. And then the other thing is that more than likely the reason that Biden performed so badly is because he has long COVID, and he'll be back on his feet probably, given with these cards, and feeling better and stronger within the next few days. It's unlikely with these cards that Trump will be the president. Instead, he'll go out having been respected by certain people, but it's looking increasingly like addiction and mental health problems prevent Donald Trump from serving in the future. All right. I want to thank you all for watching. Be sure and share, like, and subscribe. If you're trying to get in for a reading with me, you can find, excuse me, the information below. Long COVID. We'll see you next time. God bless. Thanks for watching. Peace out.